This call is being recorded.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started now. As you guys know, I always like to start my calls off with a quote. And tonight, I'm going to do it a little bit differently. I'm not going to start with a quote, but this is an insert from the beginning of a movie called The Closer that I just saw. Actually, I just saw this insert a few days ago, and it just really touched me, and I'd really like to read it to you guys. People always ask me what it takes to get where I am today, what it takes to reach this level of success. Sacrifice. We make heroes of ourselves in the name of sacrifice. What we're willing to give up in the pursuit of a dream. So stop kidding yourselves. Go after what you want. There is no sacrifice in success. There are no obstacles. There is nothing between you and the goal. You see, if you succeed on your own terms, you don't owe anybody any explanations. But if you fail on their terms, you got a lot of explaining to do. A man doesn't strive for greatness and embrace mediocrity. I'm going to read that again. A man doesn't strive for greatness and embrace mediocrity. There is no compromise in a dream. Compromise is an excuse for falling short when you lay on your couches in front of your TVs with your remote controls and your glasses of beer watching somebody else run with your dream. Your dream. So do me a favor. Don't wake up one morning when your hair is gray and the elastic has gone out of your waistline with shaving cream all over your faces, and you look in that mirror and you ask yourselves, what the hell have I been doing for the last 30 years? This isn't my life. This isn't where my passion lies. Do something before that happens. Do something before that happens. Don't be afraid of your ambitions. If other people hold you back, you don't want it badly. And don't tell me you do. Because other people don't stop you from dreaming. You stop yourself. You get in your own way. Because you're afraid of what might become. Even if that something is a wonderful, wonderful thing. Thank you. Wow, that was a pretty awesome quote. Really, I heard it. I've heard it before. And I heard it again recently this weekend at a seminar I went to. And I instantly thought about you guys, and I wanted to share it with you. This is Power in a Half Hour. I want to thank you guys for taking the time to listen, for investing in on yourself. I want to invest in on you because you want to invest in on yourself, and I appreciate everyone, just the time, the commitment for every Monday night that you take to listen in on these calls. If anyone misses part of the call, you want to go back and rehear the call again, or you know someone that should have heard this call, you can call 718-867-6700 anytime tomorrow, and the playbacks usually play from tomorrow all the way until next Tuesday, and then we'll have the one that we do next Monday night on there. You can also go to www.powerinhalfhour.com. That's power, INAHALFHOUR.com. You can listen to all the old episodes. You can, for all of those that have iTunes, you can subscribe to it in the iTunes store. We're also on TuneIn Radio, Stitcher, and SoundCloud. And if we're not friends on Facebook, please go ahead and friend me. My name on Facebook is Mark Starr, MarkStarr. My fan page is Coach Mark. We have a Power in a Half Hour Facebook group, so if you guys are not a part of that group and you're on Facebook, please go ahead and request to be a part of that group. Either send me a message or just search for it under groups. It's called Power in a Half Hour. In our group, what we're doing between now and the end of the year, we got, 3 more weeks before this year closes out. But guess what? Everybody else is quitting on the year. We're not quitting on the year. We still have goals to accomplish. We still have fears to overcome. So I ask for everyone, and I think most of the people in the group either did it, or even if they didn't post it in the group, they reached out to me and let me know that they went ahead. And what we're doing is coming up with a goal that we would like to accomplish before the end of the year and a fear that we would like to overcome. I said that I'm going to release my book, and I'm going to tell you, it's the greatest thing because I've been talking about this book for years now. I actually have one of the books that I'm going to release. It's been completed since probably like April, or 85% completed since April. But guess what? As much as I know and as much as I study, I've been procrastinating and playing around myself. And now, because I committed it to you guys, I have to release that book. So I'm going to release that book before the end of this year, and my fear to overcome is I'm going to get on that Ferris wheel downtown Atlanta. Oh, my God, I'm dreading it. I just saw that Ferris wheel this weekend, and I was like, man, what did I get myself into? But you know what? I committed to you guys, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. So you guys make sure that you go ahead, and if you haven't come up with a goal that you'd like to accomplish and a fear that you'd like to overcome, go ahead and come up with one. We're not going to wait till the New Year's. We don't do resolutions here. We work all year round. We don't give up in December. We're going to go ahead and get momentum going so that we go into January strong as ever. For those of you that want to take up the habit of reading, A Lady Named Pearl's Book Club, this month we're reading As a Man Thinketh, phenomenal book. I suggest, once again, that's a Facebook group, so go ahead and look for that. If you can't find it, just send me a message. I'll go ahead and add you into that group, or Pearl will add you into that group. And the last message before we get started is I have a daily message service. It's free, doesn't cost any money. All you got to do is text BETTERDAILY, Be Better Daily, to 411247. Once again, that's Be Better Daily, BETTERDAILY, to 411247. Sends out free daily inspirational, motivational messages, quotes, or whatever have you. All right? So let's go ahead and get started. We only got about 20 more minutes, and we got a lot of work, a lot of ground to cover. I want to quickly review last week's call. The number one quality of successful people is what? Vision. The second thing is all successful men and women have a clear vision of the future. People that advance in their fields had long-term perspectives. People that didn't advance had short-term perspectives. People that don't advance in life are always thinking about the here and now, and the people that are successful in life are thinking about the future. Successful people are always visualizing where they want to be in 3 to 5 years. Okay, we got that? Successful people are always visualizing where they want to be in 3 to 5 years, and we are always one action away from getting back into the zone. And what zone is that? That's the success zone. So last week I gave everyone 13 questions to answer that will help to create your future. Now, for those of you that are new to this call, I'm going to go over these questions real quickly. You can find them on my Facebook page or send me a message, and I'll send them to you as well. First question, what would my life look like if all my goals were accomplished in 5 years? Where would I be in 5 years? Who would I be with? Who would I no longer be with? What would I be doing? How well would I be doing it? How much would I be earning? What level would I be at in my profession? What kind of home would I live in? What kind of car would I be driving? What would be the level of my physical fitness and health? And what would my family relationships look like? And how would my children be doing if I had children? All right? So I want to thank everyone that answered and shared their questions with me. I had so many people share their questions with me, the answers to their questions with me, and it was awesome. And I just want to let everyone know that you don't have to share it on Facebook or on our Facebook page if you're not comfortable doing so. If you are, go ahead and do it because you'll inspire other people to do it as well. But you should at least share them with a few people that will hold you accountable to them. If you don't share it, you're taking the easy way out. Once again, if you don't share it, you're taking the easy way out. The easiest way for you to go ahead and to accomplish your goals is to let people know. I mean, like I said, it doesn't have to be me. It doesn't have to be the group if you're uncomfortable with that. But when you let other people know and someone that you know, trust, and love is holding you accountable, they're going to make sure that you get to that goal, or at least that you're making efforts towards getting to those goals. So I'm definitely proud of everyone that did complete them. For those of you that are new to the call, go back and listen to last week's call so you can understand the context and why we went ahead and answered those questions. For those of you that did listen, I want you to listen to this. I'm definitely proud. Like I said, I'm proud of everyone that completed them. And for the people that didn't, let's go over some of the reasons why some of you may not have. And we can all learn from this because we all have been guilty of doing this at least once at some time in our lives, at some point of our lives. So I'm not picking on the people that didn't answer it, but I just felt that everybody needs to hear this. What was the biggest thing why most people probably didn't go ahead and fill these questions out? You were busy or didn't get around to it. So I have a question for you. If not now, then when? I have another question. Is this a recurring theme in your life? How long are you going to postpone your dreams and live in the life that you know that you can live? Are you spending so much of your life helping someone else to live their dreams that you're too busy to live yours? I think that's what happens with a lot of us. We're so busy working and helping somebody else achieve their dreams and their goals and live the life that they want to live that we don't even get a chance to live ours. So let me ask you, who else do you know that is worthy to live a phenomenal life? If you don't think you are, guess what? Nobody else will think that you are. You're either going to live your life by design or by default. And there's a quick little story I want to share with you. A few years ago, some U.S. auto makers, some executives from like the GM and Ford and Chrysler, they went over to Japan and they wanted to observe the Japanese assembly line on how they made the cars. So they were watching, and pretty much the cars in Japan were made almost the same way that they were here in America. The only difference was that at the very end of the assembly line, the last thing that happened was that they went ahead and in America, after they put the door on, they would take a rubber mallet and tap the door to make sure that the door went in, fit the car snug and properly. So in Japan, they didn't have someone do that at the end. So one of the auto executives went to one of the Japanese car makers and said, hey, pretty much you guys do it the same way that we do it, but there wasn't someone at the end that tapped to make sure that the door went in right. And he says, in Japan, in the Japanese plants, we engineer it from the beginning for it to fit right. So we don't have to go in and try to make some adjustments at the end. And once again, you're going to live your life by design or by default. And so many of us, we're trying to tap in at the end, trying to make corrections at the end. But now we have an opportunity to live the life, to set the life up the way that we want to live it. So the number 2 reason why some people may not have completed the questions was you didn't feel it was important. So the question I have for you is that you have to ask yourself is, are you living the life that you want to live? The second question, how much has your life changed over the past 5 years? If your life hasn't changed much or hasn't been going in the direction that you wanted to go in, there's something that you need to do differently. If you want things in your life to change, you're going to have to change things in your life. If you want a different outcome, we have to adjust the input. A lot of people don't understand that. And they continue going on with life, living life the same way. And they don't realize that if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to keep getting the same results. So the third reason why a lot of people, not a lot of people, but some people didn't finish their goals, and like I said, this is even bigger than just these 13 questions. This is just in life, period. So we've all have done this at some point in time. If not one or two of these, all of these. I know I personally have. So number 3 was we're afraid of success. For some people, it's more comfortable to stay in a familiar situation even if it doesn't feel great on the surface. Now, some of you are wondering what being afraid of success is. So here are some signs of fear of success. Have you ever been given an opportunity to advance and you turned it down, not feeling guilty, not feeling worthy, or downplaying your significance? So that's basically, someone giving you an opportunity to do a job. I know I've done it so many times. People have asked me to speak, and no, I don't think I would be good for that. We're afraid of the success. I know people, if you've been given a job or given a promotion or any sort of opportunity and played yourself down, you're afraid of the success. And that's a big problem that a lot of people have that they don't realize that they have. The second sign is, do you try to avoid telling others about your accomplishments, feeling guilty about them? So you know someone is looking for a chef, and you're a phenomenal chef, but you're afraid to tell someone that you're a phenomenal chef, that you're a great chef, that you can do the job. Guess what? You're afraid of success. You know someone that's looking for something that you know how to do well, but you're afraid to tell them that? Guess what? You're afraid of success. Do you self-sabotage your dreams and goals by convincing yourself that you're not good enough to achieve them? By saying, you know what, I couldn't possibly do that. That might be a little too much for me. Guess what? You're afraid of success. Number 4, do you compromise your own goals or agenda to avoid conflict within a group or your family? Now, what that may look like, I'm going to give you an example of that. Husband and wife, maybe the wife wants to go back to school. Maybe the wife wants to start a business. Maybe the husband is making her feel guilty about it. Oh, you're going to leave your kids to start a business? And you compromise. You postpone your dreams and your goals because someone's making you feel guilty. Afraid of success. Do you believe that even if you do achieve success, you won't be able to sustain it? That you will eventually end up back in a worse position than you started? Happens to a lot of us. Definitely it's happened to me. It's easy to say, you know what, I'm just not going to do it because we're afraid that we may fail. All of these are signs of fear of success. So here are some of the causes of fear of success. Fear of criticism, the fear that the higher we climb, the farther we will fall, that our relationships will suffer, and that our friends and family will react with jealousy and cynicism, or we're just afraid of how powerful we actually are. Wow, we're afraid of how powerful we actually are. So here are a couple steps to overcoming the fear of success. The more you analyze the fear and bring them to the surface, the more likely you are to weaken these fears. Look at how your life will change if you succeed with your goals. What would it be like if you were able to accomplish the goals, what it is that you want to do? What would your life look like? It would be amazing. Develop a backup plan that will overcome your concerns. Develop a list of successes. Learn to celebrate everything. You know, me and my brother had a conversation last week, and he had to point out to me because it's so easy for us to forget all the things that we've been successful for. Sometimes we make up our goals and we haven't accomplished everything and we get down on ourselves. And my brother just started pointing out to me everything that I've accomplished this year. And I was like, wow, you know what, you are right. And I did the same for him. We need to celebrate our successes a little bit more. We need to start writing down our successes every day because we're all successful. We all do things that are successful every day. I don't know if you guys have seen that Geico commercial with the former football player Ickey Woods, and they called out his number. And he used to do this little dance called the Ickey Shuffle. And he was at like a deli, and they called number 21, and he just started celebrating and dancing. Now, maybe that might be taken a little too far, but we need to do something kind of like that. We need to start writing down and celebrating our successes. Another thing that we can do is keep a success box. Keep a box with mementos of all the successes that we've accomplished. The strongest tool that will help you to overcome your fear of success and keep you motivated is what? Defining your why. Why is accomplishing or achieving that goal important to you? Your why will give you the drive you need to make it through the rough patches, and it will give you the focus you need when momentum starts slowing down and you start getting distracted. Your why might be your children or your family. Maybe you want to start up your business so you can become financially free so you can spend more time with your children and your family. It might be to live the life that you want, where you don't have to go and clock in to somebody's job every single day. It might be to help other people overcome a situation that you've been through. Maybe you've been divorced. Maybe you grew up with no parents. Whatever it is. Whatever your why is, it has to be bigger than whatever situation you're currently in that you want to move away from. You heard that? Whatever your why is, it has to be bigger than whatever your situation you're currently in that you want to move away from. The desire for your outcome, maybe to spend time with your kids, is greater than the sacrifice of building your business. Now, I want you guys to write down, when you get a chance, blank is important to me because blank. That's how you develop your why. For me, being financially free is important to me because I want to be free. Because I want to have my kids live a phenomenal life. Because I want to do things for my family. Whatever it is, we need to write it down. Remind yourself that, and if your why is attached to helping other people, remind yourself that if you help just one person, what would the value of that be to their life? We need to put up reminders so we can always remember our why. So it might be pictures of our kids. It might be traveling. It might be this phenomenal house that we want. Whatever our why is, we need to put pictures up all over the place and remind us, whether it be in our phone, next to our computer, on our nightstand, so we always remember our why, because that's what's going to keep us going. Once you have that why implanted in you, that's what's going to keep you going. When you don't feel like it, when your friends are out having fun, you're going to remember your why, and that's what's going to keep you going. So for everyone that did write down their 5-year vision, I want to share a technique that I use to help me to accomplish some of my bigger goals. So what you're going to do is take whatever one of your big goals and write it down in the form of a question. So for me, I'm going to use me as an example. So for me, I want to become an internationally known author and speaker. So I'm going to write it down in the form of a question. What do I need to do to become an internationally known author and speaker? Internationally known best-selling author and speaker. Now you're going to write down 20 things that you can do to make this a reality. So if you can't come up with 20 things, that's what we have this group for. Go ahead and post it in our group. And let our group help you come up with this, or share it with some friends, and have your friends help you come up with some of these 20 things. I was coming up with stuff on the way back when I was coming back from a trip, and I had one of my best friends help me come up with some. And I'm constantly adding to my list. For my major goal, I probably have almost 30 things, and I work on it every day. And just from me doing that over the last month, oh my God, the progress that I've made has been phenomenal. All right? The next thing I want you guys to do is we need to change our standards. So we need to write down all the things that we will no longer accept in our lives, all the things that we will no longer tolerate, and all the things you are inspired to become. I want you guys to think about that. You're going to have to go back and look. I know I went through all this information really fast, so we're going to send out a message tomorrow with the playback info. And I want everybody to go back over this call and listen to it again and really think about what I'm saying. Now, we only got 3 minutes, so does anybody have any questions or anything that they would like to share? Press ** to unmute yourself. Does anybody have anything that they would like to share? Okay.
Hey, Mark, it's Pearl.
Hey, Pearl, how you doing?
I am doing wonderful. I just want to thank you for challenging me every week because I've been making phenomenal progress and I've been able to focus more. I like this idea of, I want to become an entertainment media mogul. So what do you have to do to become that entertainment media mogul? So I'm definitely going to do this exercise. And I just thank you for, just continuing to push us and lead us. So, yeah.
Thank you. If y'all don't know, y'all better be friends with her because this is going to be the next Oprah. I'm telling y'all, she's going to be the next. This is a phenomenon. I've known Pearl for about 15 years, 14, 15 years. And, man, it's just amazing watching her progress and what she's doing. She's having a graduation, the first graduation for a modeling school tomorrow. So that's going to be amazing. Man, and I'm going to actually speak for a little bit, so I'm so looking forward to speaking to those young ladies that Pearl is turning into leaders. Does anybody else have any questions or comments before we go ahead and cut off?
Mark?
Oh, yes.
Hi, this is Yvette Lang. How are you?
Hey, Yvette. Great, and yourself?
I'm good. I just had a quick question. Like, when we go back for the replay, is there a way to pause so that we can take notes?
You know what? If you call into the replay, you can't pause, but you can actually download it. If you go to the website and listen to it, you can pause it, and if you download it, you can go back. So
Okay.
What I'm going to do is everybody that's on the call, I'm going to send you a text message. Or the system will send you a text message tomorrow, and it'll have the replay number, which is 718-867-6700, and then it will also have a link where you can go ahead and download. You can download it to your phone, or you can listen to it on your Facebook or whatever. And it'll also be on my Facebook page too, probably sometime tomorrow, either late tonight or sometime tomorrow. And then, or if you're on iTunes, you can subscribe to the podcast, and then you'll have access to all the old calls. So, alrighty. Well, with that, we're going to go ahead and, let me go ahead and make these slides. Did someone else want to say something real quick? Okay. So,
Mark.
Yes.
Mark.
Yes.
Mark, this Joshua Lane. How you doing?
What's up, brother? How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing phenomenal. I just want to first thank you for the call this week. It was definitely motivational, and I definitely took a lot of notes. But I just had one question. So, we listen to the calls every week, and, even through reading, we learn different tactics, different ways of thinking that we can implement to make our lives better. But, sometimes, our old way of thinking, we've been on that train of thought for so long that when we hear new information, and even though we know it's right, it's hard sometimes to replace it, instantly and, move forward. And, how do you, change that mindset? What's right, but you just been in the old mindset for so long, and it's still not producing any results, but it just seems so hard to adapt that new mindset. What do you do to, get yourself over that hump?
You just have to flood yourself with this type of information. So whether it be my call, or you listen to any kind of anything that's inspirational, motivational, and you just keep listening to it over and over and over. And anyone that needs everybody that knows me knows that I have 1 million audio books. I have 1 million seminars, 1 million books in my house, all over the place. So I will send you, if you send me a message, I will send you stuff to listen to. And you have to listen to more of this than you're listening to all the other negative programming and garbage. And it doesn't start off. You're not going to start off and be listening to this for 5 hours a day or 10 hours a day, but you start off and say, you know what, I'm going to listen to something inspirational or motivational for 30 minutes every day, and just work up from there. When I first started, I wasn't listening to this stuff for 3-4 hours a day, but I worked up to there. I worked up to that, and you're going to get to a point where you don't even want to listen to the radio, or you're not even going to want to watch that much TV. I probably only watch 2 or 3 hours of TV a week. If that. And probably right now I'm not watching any TV. I'll turn on a football, like if the game is on, I might just turn it on a Sunday while I'm preparing for this call, but I don't really even watch a lot of TV. But that didn't come right away. And it sounds crazy now. You're like, oh, my God, I can't give it the TV. I thought the same thing, too. But after a while, you get used to it, and you don't want to hear any more of the negative programming.
Mm-hmm.
So you just have to, Josh, I know you, brother, and you're on the right track. I'm telling you, just keep doing what you're doing, and it's going to happen.
Thank you so much, Coach.
Yeah, no problem. All
really
right, so
it.
No problem at all. So Power and a Half Hour group, you guys share this with 3 people. Please go ahead and share this with 3 people if you got any value from these calls. Don't forget our assignments. Define your why. Take at least one of your goals and write down 20 actions that will assist you in accomplishing this goal. Change your standards. Write down everything you will no longer accept. Write down everything you will no longer tolerate, and all the things you will be inspired to become. The quote that I'm going to end this with is, if one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life which he had imagined, he will meet with a success unexpected in common hours. And that's Henry David Thoreau. Thank you, guys. I love you all. See you next week.